Good morning, friends. I hope you're doing well today. Thank you for joining me today. If you are joining me, just say hi in the comments. And if you're catching the replay, just put replay so I know that you caught it. Anyway, today I want to talk to you about why we shouldn't use food as reward for ourselves or for our kids. And I remember when I was a kid, I would be rewarded probably every day. I would be rewarded if I was a good girl at the grocery store. I would get to pick out a treat. I would be rewarded if I got an answer right in class. I would get a piece of candy. And if I ate all my vegetables at dinner, I would get ice cream or a cookie if I finished all my vegetables or finished my whole plate of food. And so this became really normal to me to use food as reward, and especially like sugary food. I know a lot of us can relate to that. You do something good and you get rewarded with food. And that becomes normal to us. And, that it only makes sense that I continued that into adulthood because I figured if my parents were doing this and the adults in my life, my teachers and everybody in my life was doing this, that it must be okay. And so I just thought that's just how you reward yourself. That's how you reward your kids. And so I continued to do that. I mean, I remember there would be times that, as an adult, if I did something really good, like made straight A's in college or did something really hard at work, I would reward myself with, a special treat, a special, like some kind of sweet. And I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think anything of doing that until it started creating an addiction. I started getting addicted to these foods, and I started getting to where I didn't just want them for doing something good. I wanted them all the time, every day. And that's why it's so important not to start this with your kids, or if you have started it, to try to break that, to try to reinforce good behavior in a new way. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. When we use food as a reward, it creates an unhealthy habit. And that can possibly turn into an addiction for a certain type of food, just like it did for me. And so, don't get me wrong. I think positive reinforcement is a great thing, but many of us have turned that into an unhealthy habit. And so, hey Jerry, thanks for joining. Um, yeah, you guys, if y'all have any questions or you just want to say hey, put it in the comments because I can answer some questions at the end. Okay, so anyway, I think positive reinforcement is great. I just don't think we need to be using food or like treats for this. Instead, I think we need to give ourselves and our kids a non-food reward. So I have this thing with my daughter. She's 4, and since she was about 2, to reinforce good behavior with me, like getting her ready in the morning and her being good at school and obeying her teachers and all that, I started telling her, okay, if you're good all week, for me and at school, then I'll give you a surprise on Fridays. Like after I pick you up from school, you'll get a surprise. And this like has done wonders. And all I do is I go to the dollar store and I get a few little things every few weeks to give her on Fridays. And so I've given her stickers, I've given her bubbles, coloring books, Play-Doh, anything I can find that's like, that she would get excited about that's fairly cheap at the dollar store. It works great, especially at her age. And these things mean way more to her than a piece of candy. So she gets super excited, and like all week long, she tries to do really good and be cooperative and everything, so she can get her surprise at the end of the week. And I don't tell her what it is. I always surprise her. And so it's kind of like a game. And so she tries to do the best she can all week long. So she can get her prize, and it works great. And then the other thing I do is, like, when she gets a boo-boo, a lot of times we'll say, okay, stop crying, it's okay, here's a popsicle, or, I know a lot of parents that do that. And, I don't think that that's good. There's other ways that we can soothe them when they get a boo-boo or get hurt, other than giving them a popsicle. So what I do is, she gets, I get these really cool Band-Aids at the dollar store. She's got Frozen and Peppa Pig and different ones. And when she gets a boo-boo, she knows she gets to pick out a really cool Band-Aid to put on that boo-boo. And then, she gets a cuddle from me or my husband, and that works just as good. She doesn't need a popsicle, that takes her mind off of the boo-boo just as much. It makes her happy. And as long as there's a Band-Aid on the boo-boo, it feels better. And then with my son, he is 11, and for him, he likes getting money. So money or a gift card, or sometimes if he's done something really good, then we'll take him. We have like an indoor racetrack where we live, and he really likes doing that. So if he has some kind of achievement, or he does his chores, good that week, then he gets money, or he gets something like a gift card, or we take him to do something fun, because that's what he prefers. He doesn't care about like toys and little trinkets like my daughter. So those are just some ideas that, maybe you could use for your kids. And then for me, when I have a goal that I've been working on, and that I finally have achieved, I like to go shopping. I like to buy a new purse or a new outfit. Like, that's my thing. That makes me just feel so good, to get a new purse or a new outfit, or even like a new pair of earrings or something like that. That's what I like. Those are my rewards. And, that lasts longer than a piece of chocolate or a piece of cheesecake. So I get just as excited over something new, like a purse or an outfit, as I do a piece of food. So that's what I like to do. So I know habits can be hard to break, especially food habits, especially if you've been doing them for years, like I had been. So, it's not impossible to break. It's just going to take some strategic planning, and, like, you need to be strategic, and you need to have like, a plan in place for how you are going to stop rewarding yourself with food and instead reward yourself with something else. So I'm going to give you a few tips about how to do this. And the first one is to be specific about when you will get your reward. So you could write it down, or, post it on your mirror, on your bathroom mirror, or somewhere you will see it. Like, when I exercise for 3 days in a row consistently for 3 months, then, I will get a reward. Or if I've eaten vegetables at every meal for a week, I get a reward. So be specific. Hey, Felicia, thank you for joining me. Thank you. Um, so yeah, be specific about when you will get your reward. What specific goal, and how long will that goal be? Is it going to be after a week of exercise, after a week of eating vegetables? What is your specific goal? When will you get that prize at the end, of your goal? So be specific. And then number two is to have a plan for how you will accomplish that goal, because you can't just make a goal and then not be specific, not have a plan about how you're going to accomplish it. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to exercise three days a week," you know, for a month. Or you have to be specific about how you're going to accomplish that. What days are you going to exercise? How are you going to fit it in? Are you going to wake up 30 minutes earlier? Are you going to go on a walk before you start dinner? Be specific and put it in your calendar, like an appointment, like you would put an appointment for going to the doctor or any other kind of an appointment, like a meeting or whatever. Put it in your calendar just like you would your appointments. So okay, this is the time I'm going to exercise. Because if you're not specific about it and you're not going to, if you're just being vague and saying, I'm going to exercise 3 times this week, you are less likely to accomplish that, because you're not being specific enough about your goal, about how you're going to get it done. And then, like with the eating veggies thing, like how are you going to eat vegetables at every meal? I mean, if you don't have time in the morning to like cook vegetables, like if you don't have time to make an omelet with vegetables in it, or you don't have time to cook vegetables, or you're at work during lunch, how are you going to accomplish that? You can't just say, I'm going to eat vegetables at every meal this week. You have to say, okay, I'm going to go shopping on Sunday afternoon and buy all the vegetables that I want to cook this week. And then when I get home, I'm going to prep them all so they will already be ready for me to go to eat this week. Be very specific about how you are going to accomplish your goals that you want to accomplish. And number 3 is to pick out what reward you will reward yourself with after you accomplish that goal. So if it's a new book, or for me, I like if I accomplish something at work, or I finished a project or something, I may want to reward myself with new pens or a new journal or something. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. It could be, you like going to get massages, and you just accomplished this goal that you worked really hard to accomplish. You may want to go get a massage and relax, whatever it is. Another thing I like, when I've had a really hard day, or I feel like I've worked a lot and I haven't like had any me time, or I accomplished some big project at work, a lot of times I just want to go outside and be in nature, and that is a reward, like getting the sunshine or just be in nature. I also like if I've had a long day at work and I just want to relax, instead of like going and opening a bag of chips, I'll go watch a couple episodes of Friends, and that just helps me relax, makes me laugh, and I just feel like so much better. So those are some of the things I like to do. But you just need to pick your reward before you start your goal, so then you have something to look forward to. So that's what I do a lot of times. It's like, oh man, that purse, I really want that new purse. So once I hit this goal, this is what I'm going to buy myself. Like I already have it in my mind what I'm going to get, and I get excited about it. And that's half the battle right there, is having in your mind something you're really excited about, like your reward, and then just you keep thinking about it. You're like, man, as soon as I accomplish that goal, I'm going to get this new purse or whatever it is, and you get really excited about it. So anyway, that's my 3 tips. And I want to add this. A lot of times, food reward habits have been with us since childhood, right? And you may have tried to break the habit many times, but you can't seem to make it stick. You can't seem to stick with the habit. You may do it for a while and then you can't stick with it. So I want to offer you a free 20-minute habit change strategy call. And what this is we will talk about a habit that you have and that you really have been wanting to change. And then I will give you a personalized strategy to help you break it. So it's a 20-minute call, and we would just talk about whatever it is that you've been wanting to achieve, and I will give you a strategy to help you achieve that. So if you are interested in that, just put habit in the comments. Just write habit in the comments, or you can direct message me and just let me know you're interested in that free 20-minute strategy call. So anyways, guys, and I want you to start thinking this week about how you and your family could start creating healthier habits, and let me know in the comments what some of your favorite non-food rewards are, if you have any. Like, what do you reward yourself with other than food, or what do you reward your kids with other than food? But anyway, leave that in the comments for me, because I love to hear other people's answers. And just have a good day, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.